This video will deal with the topics of equity and reinforcement theory. So we've got two topics to look at in this video. We'll start with equity theory. Equity theory, this was developed by J. Stacey Adams. The theory explains that employees analyze the importance of a reward and the amount of effort they must invest to receive that reward. So employees, when they're asked to undertake a particular task, they look at the amount of effort they've got to put in to complete the task, and they also look at the reward they're going to receive for completing the task. And it's a balance between the two. It's the employee then working out if performing the task will give them more benefit than, in a sense, the effort or cost of completing the task. Now, of course, in organizations, employees may often be asked to do particular tasks or undertake particular tasks in which there's a lot of effort required and there doesn't appear to be any payback or any reward specifically allocated to the task that the employee can see. But of course, the employee will have perhaps a bundle of tasks or a package of tasks to complete, some of which will be onerous and some of which will be easy. And the employee must work out, on balance, is it worth continuing in that particular job, in that particular type of employment, or is it better to move to a different type of work. So the employees are constantly, according to this theory, weighing up the advantages of staying on in a particular employment or perhaps moving, because they see the rewards as better elsewhere for the amount of effort they have to expend. The theory also suggests that employees also monitor other employees' inputs and rewards. So it goes further than just an employee looking at the task and trying to decide the amount of effort he or she will have to put in to complete the task versus what they're going to get back. But the employee is also watching others in the workplace, watching the types of tasks that they're completing and the rewards that they're getting. If there is an inequality present, the employee may be motivated to work harder or less to maintain a balance between performance and associated reward. So if some employees are receiving more benefits for the same amount of effort, then that may lead to something to do with performance amongst other employees, or indeed motivation if there's nothing they can do about it. So the employees are constantly watching what others are getting, what others are doing, their rewards. They're watching their own set of tasks and the rewards they're going to get, and drawing comparisons, which may demotivate them or it may motivate them. It depends. But they are drawing comparisons. That's the point. Employees who feel that they are being treated badly may input minimal effort. If they're being treated badly, they get annoyed and they want to put in less effort. They're only going to work. They're going to work less because they see the rewards as not fair. They're not getting a lot of reward out of the task, so they're going to put in less effort. They may put a complaint through to management. They may make a formal complaint and argue that perhaps they're being unfairly treated. It could raise all sorts of issues in HRM, issues like discrimination and all sorts of unfairness issues. But they may put a complaint in about the amount of effort they've got to put into a particular set of tasks and the rewards they get for the completion of those tasks. They may feel it's not fair. They may feel they have to compromise. They may feel that they need the work is perhaps convenient to where they live. They actually need to have that employment, so they have to compromise. They have to make an effort, even though the rewards are perhaps not what they would expect. They have to make a good effort to try and complete the tasks as required. They may, of course, just leave the employment, leave that particular work and find another job, go elsewhere, because they feel that that organisation's been unfair. The theory states rewards that are equitable have positive impacts on job performance. So if the rewards are fair, then the employees will feel motivated, engaged. They will feel part of the organisation. They will feel that they are adequately rewarded. But if they don't, then some of the 4 points above may apply. Rewards that are inequitable causes job dissatisfaction and downturn in performance. So it's important that the rewards are equitable. Now let's turn our attention to reinforcement theory. We can come back and look at reinforcement and equity theory in fuller videos later, but for the moment let's just turn our attention now to reinforcement theory, a different topic. This was developed by Thorndike. The theory focuses on behaviour and its consequences. The theory looks into reward and punishment in order to modify behaviour to meet management expectations. So the management have a certain set of expectations from or related to their employees. They expect their employees to perhaps perform in particular ways and achieve certain targets or whatever. But they need also to have appropriate rewards in place to try and encourage the employees to work to achieve those targets. And if they don't have the rewards in place, they may have a system of punishment in place. That if the employees don't achieve the targets, they will be punished. Perhaps lose a bonus or be moved to a different part of the organisation where the working conditions are not as pleasant. So they are being punished for not achieving. So they could use rewards to engender some sort of motivation and positive feelings, or they could use punishment. It's quite negative, and the employees may respond to it, but the employees may be demotivated and eventually try to seek new employment. There are 4 approaches that can be applied in distinguishing acceptable behaviour. So 4 approaches when we think about acceptable behaviour. First of all, positive reinforcement. Here employees are rewarded for behaving in an acceptable manner. If the employees are achieving their targets and applying themselves diligently to the tasks, they're working in an acceptable manner and they are rewarded. So it's a positive reinforcement. The reward is in a sense saying to them, well done, please continue as you're doing. Here is a reward. So it's a positive reinforcement. Rewards could include a pay rise, promotion, or just recognition, just congratulations from the management. But it's positive reinforcement. Employees will be aware that this type of behaviour is favourable and should be repeated. So the employees are made aware that what they've done has been recognised, it's appreciated, and in a sense they are being requested to continue to make this favourable contribution. There could also be negative reinforcement or avoidance. It could be withdrawal or withdrawing of punishment until desired behaviour is achieved. So negative, it could be out and out punishment. It could be that the employee is warned that their behaviour is not acceptable, that their performance is not acceptable, that they're not making a good effort. They could be told this, and they're told if they don't amend their ways, they will be punished. Perhaps not the words punishment may not be used, but perhaps a different set of words, but they will be punished. That's what it comes down to. And the punishment may be withholding a bonus, or, as I said earlier, moving to a different part of the organisation which is not as pleasant as the one they're in, or changing some aspect of their work, which is a form of punishment. So they're given an opportunity to improve their performance, and if they don't, they're going to be punished. They are aware that their behaviour is not acceptable. So there is a negative reinforcement. There is a punishment associated. There's also extinction, as it's called, a form of ignoring behaviour of employees. So the employees may not be performing well, but the management simply ignores them. In other words, if the employees are trying to signal up that they're protesting over something, the management are ignoring it. There is no positive or negative reinforcement here. It's just management ignoring the employee's behaviour. This can only happen, of course, if the behaviour is temporary. If the behaviour is permanent, clearly the management would have to intervene and make some sort of corrective adjustment to their behaviour. But if it's a temporary one, then the management may choose simply to ignore it. It's called extinction. Simply ignore that mode of working or that mode of behaviour. And when the employees realise that their behaviour is not being effective, they may change. And then we move to punishment. Well, the manager applies a negative consequence to unacceptable behaviour in the hope that this will prevent the behaviour recurring. So when employees act badly or act inappropriately or wrongly within the organisation, there is a negative consequence that follows from that, which is a form of punishment. And the punishment should be a signal to the employee not to behave in that particular manner, amend their ways and behave properly. Apply themselves precisely, honestly, diligently to their work. Monetary rewards. Well, money is a complex issue in employee motivation. Money is not the only source of motivation, but it does play a vital role. So it's possible to motivate people without money, reward them by acknowledging their contribution, by involving them in decision making, by consulting with them, by valuing their opinions, by having flexible working arrangements, which is not necessarily giving them money. It's allowing them perhaps to meet family obligations and finishing early on certain days, or coming to work early certain days to compensate, or being more flexible towards the employees. But clearly money is a very important element in motivation. The majority of organisations use money as a sole motivator. For a start, it's probably the easiest one to use. It doesn't require big changes in the organisation or changes in rules or retraining, or there's no such issues involved. There are simply bonuses perhaps issued, or changes in remuneration, or some changes in money, the way money is used within the organisation to act as a motivator. To some extent, money is a motivator as it satisfies employees' basic psychological needs. Go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Again, the topic of separate videos. But Maslow recognized various needs, ranging from the very basic needs, the needs for shelter and subsistence, need for food and shelter, needs for clothing, and very basic needs, climbing all the way up to what he called at the very top, self-actualization, which is when we've achieved everything and we're just very content with our position in life. So we don't want anything else. We're very content and very happy because we have met all of the needs that we wanted, the higher order needs, and climbed up Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So money is clearly a motivator. It satisfies the basic psychological need and the basic physiological need, which is that we can buy food and shelter with it, and that makes us happy. So there is a psychological payback as well as a physiological one. We have a place to live, and we have food, we have clothing. So money does satisfy needs. The level of pay also indicates achievement, status and recognition. So money can be used within an organisation to flag up the importance of certain people, their status within the organisation. They receive more money, they are more important. So it indicates the power relationships within the organisation, the status relationships within the organisation. Money is a motivator if employees believe that performance leads to better pay. If the employees don't believe that, then money is not a motivator. They have to believe that if they work harder, apply themselves more diligently and more precisely to their tasks, they will be rewarded with more pay. If that's the case, then money is a motivator. The level of pay shows achievement and status, as I said earlier. People on bigger salaries have more status, they've done more, they have perhaps more achievements within the organisation, and they have more status. So the level of pay is an indicator of power and status within the organisation. Employees experience the benefits of pay compared to negative issues, let's say higher tax. So the employees experience the benefits of pay compared to the negative issues. So when we get paid, we have to pay a tax. Well, that's negative. We don't like paying tax so much, but we do enjoy the benefits of living in a certain society with certain the provision of certain goods and services by the government, let's say. So we want the goods and services, but we don't necessarily like paying the tax. So we are somewhat inconsistent. But the employees experience the benefit of pay, and they don't like the negative effects associated. Employees must feel that there is a positive valence associated to pay. They must feel that there is an association, a positive association between pay and their status, their recognition, their power, their security, their ability to survive in life and pay their family bills and so on. They must feel that there is a linkage. They must know there is a linkage. It must be obvious to them that that's what they're at work to do, to, in a sense, promote themselves, promote their image at work, promote what the management feel about them and think about them, and demonstrate that they are keen workers. Reward plays a vital role in motivating employees to perform to achieve organisational goals. So rewards and motivation tend to go hand in hand. And a motivated workforce means greater productivity, greater stability in production, perhaps more innovation, better quality product, more identity with the aims of the organisation. So a highly motivated employee workforce is highly desirable, and associated with that is how to get the motivation into the employees, and that, broadly speaking, relies on a system of rewards, which could be money or it could be something else. There are different types of rewards which are only suited for different people, depending on personal circumstances and individual motivation. Some people are very much motivated by money. Others may be motivated by reward and by achievement. Money is not the main motivator for employees. However, it does satisfy basic needs. Employees also need recognition, praise, and take on responsibility. So money is a very important motivator for employees, but by no means the only motivator. There are others: recognition, praise, responsibility, promotion. So there are many other forms of recognition, and all of these can act as motivators to some extent. Money, however, does remain a very important one, but not the only one. That's the point. So that completes this video. So let's leave it at that and say thank you for watching.